Christ paid the price, so I've been made a righteous king. I'm a king, I'm a king, I've been made a righteous king. You gon' know that I'm a king when I step up on the scene. I'm a king, I'm a king, I've been made a righteous king. You gon' know that I'm a king when I step up on the scene. I'm a king, I'm a king, I've been made a righteous king. You gon' know that I'm a king when I step up on the scene. I'm a king, I'm a king.
Welcome everyone to the Joint Epic Live Stream. What's up, Michonne?
This is why I don't need to be seen, because I'm gonna be acting up. You can see me fully acting up.
When I saw you cammed up, I saw all that damn hair. I was like, look at all that pretty ass hair.
Oh, this weave. I don't even want to hear it. I'm gonna let y'all know.
What are you talking about, this weave?
Normal.
What are you talking about?
Normal. Ain't no all the way down to my ass. Ain't all the way hanging around. Ain't passing to my head. Okay, I'm just saying. They know. Shout out to the besties.
They know. See, I'm thinking, I'm up there looking. I'm like, is that all that? I thought that was Michonne's pretty hair.
It is. Bought and paid for by me. All good in the head.
Goddamn. Well, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Epic Live Stream. Once again, thank you guys. Messy Michonne and her people. This might be risky. Thank you for joining us. Growth Talk with Kofa. Take heed to the message. The kosher clinician is in the building. And also, we cannot forget about our girl, and I 78 is in the building. We got some work to do tonight.
Sure enough.
So I decided, well, about a month ago, I'm at the movies and I see a trailer for a new, I don't know what to call it, an update, a revamp of The Color Purple. And I about fell over because I'm like, we are not doing this again. But apparently we are. So last night, Michonne, I decided to watch The Color Purple. I don't think I've seen it. When was the last time you seen prior to this stretch? When was the last time you seen The Color Purple?
I don't know. It's been years, like many years that I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, so did I. I probably was in my early teens, late teens into my 20s. I think the last time I actually saw it. So when I rewatched this sucker last night, I was like, damn, I was just blown away. And you know what you know what the one question that I came away with? You'll never guess what the one question I came away with.
What?
Is Suge gave me a hoe?
Yes!
Yes! Is Suge gave me a hoe? Yes!
Yes!
He's a hoe!
Yes! Absolutely! Yes!
It's been transitioned down year over year. So now everybody's whoredom we taking into 2024.
I could not believe Suge gave me a hoe.
Absolutely! Yes!
And here's the other thing, Michonne. I didn't realize that Suge gave me, she turned out Celie.
Yes. She
turned her out. I could not believe that shit.
Lesbianism, or I guess that's what ABCD LGBT. Let me act right. ABCD LGBT up in The Color Purple, which I remember, which is part of the thing that I really didn't like back then. I didn't like it then. It made me uncomfortable.
Whoa!
It made me uncomfortable.
Let's ask everybody else. Did they know Suge Gary was a hoe? Let me see. We bring everybody else up here. Did y'all know? Hold on, Armin. I'm not forgetting you. I'm just having trouble with my computer. Did y'all know that Suge Avery was a hoe?
Yes.
Yeah, she was a hoe.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
All facts.
I did not know Suge Avery was a hoe.
Yeah. She was throwing that pussy from the barn door. She was throwing that pussy from the barn door.
Not from the barn door. Oh my God. Yeah. Yo, I really didn't realize it before, but when I just rewatched it and then I said, that's why your pastor father don't mess around with you.
He said all the kids got different daddies.
Yes.
You remember when it was on the porch? And Mr. Daddy was like, she set the was it Hartwell County a new high?
Yes.
She was the original hoe.
Yes, passed down to all these generations now.
Yes.
And I hear she got that nasty women's disease.
Yes.
She done passed it down to She done passed it down to Megan Good, Lori Harvey, all these hoes.
No, we naming names.
So I'm mad with y'all because y'all all should have knew that Suge was a hoe.
Yeah. Like, you read the book.
It's silly. When she
I did not read that book.
Y'all supposed
I
to
did
know
not read that book.
now.
Oh, please don't. Because when I tell you it's y'all think she got turned out.
It's
in the
way
movie,
worse than the movie.
The book was something different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would never read that.
Yeah, I ain't read no book. I could not believe. I said, not only did she was Sugar hoe, she turned out Sealy. I was like, God damn, Sugar's she's the original.
She the original madam.
She was the Cardi B of the 80s.
Oh no, stop with the naming. OMG.
TJ, you know what I took away from her the most is how she still got any man she wanted.
Yep.
And they was all ready to be with her, regardless of her whoredom.
Right.
So I think it actually pointed out how many niggas be fronting and how many niggas actually be wifing up, quote unquote, whores and don't want to admit it.
They were sitting at the table decorating them Easter eggs. And he was like, yeah, you had it your way and I had it mine. And she's sitting over there listening, just snickering. You remember that?
But
That was crazy.
guys, if y'all pay attention, the movie is actually following Oprah's life. When Suge Avery and Celia was in there kissing, it was actually Gayle King and Oprah.
Allegedly.
The disclaimer: each person is for their own thoughts or whatever you want to call it.
So Ham, are you telling
You
me?
get a lick. You get a lick.
Ham, are you telling me, Ham, that black men love hoes?
Goddamn.
I think black men love hoes and shadow chicks. They love hoes and shadow chicks.
A lot of cats don't have a plethora of chicks chasing them. So when they find the one that's facially acceptable, they keep her. They just move her to Wisconsin.
Yep.
First of all, don't talk about my home state like that.
My fault.
Oh, okay.
Hey, TJ. First of all, let's not just pass that by, TJ, because it's an honor to meet the first black man I've ever seen come out of Wisconsin. They say you can piss outside and it turn into a sword, and it's cold out there. So I just want to thank God for you, brother.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And Wisconsin is where hoes go to retire. I'm letting you know that right now.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Yep. Because my grandma gets pissed off all the time because I be like, my mama a hoe, right?
Yes.
You say who a hoe now?
Unfortunately, my mama, she a hoe.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. My favorite drop.
That's why he's trying to go ahead and get y'all to accept that. That's why he can give y'all the blueprint on how to get that.
But you know what though? If more kids, you know what though, TJ, the real talk, man. I applaud you for that vulnerability because most women and men out here need to know and understand that their mama were hoes.
My mama told me when I was 14. When I was 14, she told me she was a hoe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Jesus went up on the cross and they had her booted over the cross. And I'm telling you, it's some of these women. If you go and I'm telling you, if you go DNA test the 20th century, half those kids don't belong. You ever seen those old pictures at the house where all the kids are dark skinned? There's that one kid in the corner that's yellow skin. That's Deacon Johnson's daughter.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah, they are that private.
Coach, you know I'm not lying. Come on, Coach, you know I'm not lying now. Talk to me.
Well, you know, Isaac Hayes said I stand accused, man. So
come on.
I guess I stand accused, man.
Okay, y'all. That's enough. Let me put y'all back down so y'all can get this thing rolling. Y'all here making me act out.
Yes.
Calling people mama hoes and stuff. Y'all to be ashamed of yourselves. We'll be back. We'll be right back with y'all in the bed. Oh Lord, my goodness.
Crazy.
You're
That's
crazy.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I was like, how I'm gonna start this out, how I'm gonna start that out. And when because when you're trying to put these streams together, a little inside thing for those watching, you're really trying to figure out, how you're gonna start. You want to start strong. And I was trying to figure out how to start this real good. And then I watched that movie and realized that Suge Avery was a hoe. I said, there we go.
There you go. That's always a good part. You should have my drop. Let me know you wanted the drop for you.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, here's what what we're gonna do tonight for everybody that's watching. Oh, first of all, please, guys, wherever you're watching from, don't forget to super chat your content creator and support them, the super chats. And we will get to the super chats throughout. We will do different breaks for the super chats, so we won't be acknowledging them as quickly as we normally do, because we want to get through the content. So I want people to know we want to encourage you to continue to support. We won't be forgetting about you. We will get to the super chats. But what I wanted to talk about, Michonne, is off rip, to get us started on this conversation, and the complete breakdown is the controversy. The controversy that actually started out with the color purple. Now, growing up for me, I didn't realize that there was some controversy surrounding the color purple, because for me, when I actually first saw it, statute of limitations is up. Yeah, my grandma got the shit on bootleg. On a bootleg, it wasn't bootleg VHS. We had a beta.
Okay.
we had a Betamax thing, so we got it on bootleg, and I saw it at the house while I was at the movie theater on bootleg. And we got to see the people walking through the theater with the popcorn and talking and all of that. A lot of people don't know about that. When they get bootlegs now, it's straight ripped, so they don't get all that, somebody with a camcorder in the movie theater recording the stuff. They don't.
I remember that. Okay. You crazy.
They don't do that. So I don't think my earliest memory of the color purple is really sitting around watching my grandmama laugh, shout, talk to the TV, scream at Mr. Her favorite part of the movie was when Celie spitting at Mr.'s father's water, and then told him, next time I'll give you a little sugar egg, see how you like that. That's my grandma's favorite scene of the thing. So so maybe you can help us walk through. I got a clip about the controversy, but for you, when you first heard about the color purple, what was so controversial about it?
The color purple originally, or what's coming out now?
The original color purple.
So I didn't know about any controversy. I have to be perfectly honest with you. I did not hear about anything until I came to YouTube. It was just a movie that, we saw. My family saw together, and it comes on ever so often. It's not a go-to movie for me, which is why I haven't seen it in years, because it's so emotional for me, because it makes me mad, it makes me sad, it makes me cry, it makes me laugh. It does everything. And I think it's almost 3 hours, if it's not 3 hours. So I didn't look at it from the perspective that I know a lot of you do. So now that I've rewatched it, I kind of, hear what people have said around here on YouTube. I'm just like, honestly, it don't look good for none of us, but it is what it is.
No, it don't. And growing up, I don't think the vast majority of us really looked at it from a controversial standpoint to begin with. It was just a movie. But as men start to develop and come into their own, and they start reflecting back on their image in media, that movie is a flashpoint for a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys in the space, especially, God rest his soul, Kevin Samuels, he referenced it a lot when he talked about the black male image. And that's why I called it originally, or asked the question, was this the original hit piece on the black male image of the color purple? So I was really concerned about that. I got a clip from, I believe it's around the time that the movie came out, and Dr. T. Hassan Johnson put this together. So I want to take a look at it. And there's going to be some stuff in this clip, Michonne. I'm going to let you see it. Hold on.
Okay.
Color Purple is hot. The movie is selling lots of tickets. It got the most Oscar nominations. Even the book by Alice Walker is a bestseller again.
Wow. All of us are like, oh. You almost don't want it to stop. No. Let's watch it again.
The Color Purple is one of those movies people seem to be talking about everywhere.
Okay, everybody. So I'm here with the women of the Color Purple, and we're getting ready to shoot a cover for Essence Magazine.
And as Harold Dow reports, it's a movie that some people are getting upset about.
We got a lot of shit from people. We got a lot of shit from a lot of folks at the NAACP.
The Color Purple was picketed by black men and women when it opened in Los Angeles.
And how dare she write this book about black men, and who does she think she... I mean, it was like a whole thing. Nothing but black people in the movie. No, there's maybe 3 white people.
And there have been informal boycotts in other cities as well.
I was really pissed off. I thought, well, why didn't you make the movie? John.
Okay, Michelle. She goes. She was pissed off, and Whoopi. By the way, I love me some Whoopi Goldberg. You know, I love Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
You know, the attitude. Why didn't you make the movie? I don't think any black man would make that movie.
So I don't know who she was referencing when she said that, but I have to be honest, I didn't know it was all that outrage, because obviously that was older. I see where they put in the actresses from the new, but I didn't realize all that was going on. I was in high school, so I was not paying attention to any of that, but I can understand where they came from with it. Excuse me. It was a mess for everyone. So I'm not a man, I'm not a male, so I can't, understand. Maybe I can understand, but I can see where you all may go back and say, now what the hell is this? Especially given how y'all feel about Oprah as well. I never hated her like that either.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know. Maybe when some of the other guys come up, I never hated Oprah. I just never saw her as a friend of black men. So she wasn't somebody that I hated. You know what I mean? I just never thought that she was. Black men were on the forefront of her thought process with anything that she did. And so that's kind of how I looked at. I don't know about the other brothers. I don't know if black men actually hated Oprah. They made, now that we have the body of work and the history to actually go and look at what she's done over the course of her career, you know what I mean? And the things that she's promoted and what she's promoted. And I have a clip I'm going to play later on with Sean of her describing the new movie. And the way she describes the new movie, it kind of feels like she's trying to rewrite history a little bit about the purpose or who the movie's for.
But shouldn't some of the disdain be for Alice Walker as well? It's her book, honestly, at the end of the day.
It is her book. And in this clip that we're watching, they actually have Alice Walker in there, and she makes some pretty interesting revelations about her work. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me. What did I do with it? Did I get rid of it? No. You know how that go.
I do. There's a lot going on back here.
All right, let's see.
Spike.
We're concerned with how the black family is depicted in this film.
They promoted a world where all black men were oppressive and abusive and were inherently rapists, excuse me. And black women just had to navigate this world as innocent little ducklings.
Not since Alex Haley's Roots has a story about black people generated such universal interest. And because of the way the movie depicts black men.
I found that interesting that they compared this to Roots, because I never looked at The Color Purple in the same vein as I did Roots. Roots, I looked at as a autobiographical journey, you know what I mean, over centuries, and more of a historical piece. I didn't see Color Purple that way, so that was kind of weird that they made that.
Was there an issue when Roots came out? Maybe I was very young for that too.
I don't think there was a Well, the only thing I remember about Roots, or if you want to call it controversy, is that the makers of it did not know, or they were concerned about how the country was going to take it. Was going to take the film itself, especially it being aired over the course of a week in prime time in this country. And little did they find out, damn near every television set in the country was tuned into Roots. I don't think any other series have garnered that level of viewership since, with the story of Roots. So I didn't really get why they would, compare this one to Roots. I really didn't understand that at all.
it has become the focus of a growing controversy.
When you look at historical processes of genocide, low-level conflict, or even racial conflicts throughout the world, throughout the 19th and 20th century, what you find are caricatures of racialized men.
Sealy, give me some lemonade.
You see this in the Holocaust with Nazis propaganda. It was Jewish men who were thought to be devils and animals and beasts. You find very few, hardly any references to women or have women depicted in that way.
It's a story about incest, rape, homosexuality, and the physical and psychological abuse of black women by black men.
You see the same thing during 19th century ethnology, because ethnology was a study of the organization and hierarchy of races based on the status of their men. You see all kinds of caricatures and writings about black men as demons, animals, beasts, snakes, etc.
No need to think I'm gonna let my boy marry you just cause you in the family way. Ain't cold enough.
As a representation of the lowly nature and the evilness that the black race held. So given that, black men...
Is it the black race or the black man? I don't know.
I think I personally think it was a mess for everyone, but I can see the points that have been made about specifically the men because they were a mess in this daggone movie. A hotmess.com, pass down, pass down, pass down. One hot mess to the next hot mess, worse, worse, and worse.
Yeah, I was trying to find a male character in that movie that wasn't a mess, but I did find one.
Kids, the babies running around, and they were paying the ass too.
Well, them, but Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, the musicians. That's about it.
The damn musician. You know, he all he did was play a guitar and ran out the way when Sophia wanted to knock that girl out.
Yeah.
That was the positive man in the movie. Okay.
Men then epitomize in our modern day this process of racial caricaturization that legitimated violence, genocidal violence at sometimes, and really do mark the process of dehumanization.
Color Purple is sold out. The next show is 9:15.
The movie, The Color Purple, is one of the biggest box office hits of the year.
Which then got us nominated. We got us nominated for 12 Oscars, 12 Oscar nominations.
The Color Purple is not an attack upon black men. It is a challenge to the entire black nation.
Do you agree with that, Messi Mashawn?
A challenge to the entire black nation. I might need him to elaborate on that because what was the daggone challenge, child? But I agree that it was everybody. It was all in. It's not just men. It's a mess all as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So I guess go ahead.
The movie to me represents a triumph of black women. So
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see them thinking that it's a mess for black women, but more so of a heroic story. You know what I mean? It's how black women are always overcoming, strong, resilient, enduring. And that's what it seemed to me, especially when you look at some of the advertisements around it and how Oprah and the cast talked about it. I don't know.
It was heroic for Celie, obviously, but I mean, I guess Sophia, but hell, after everything she went through, they all were a mess, child. I don't know. It's a mess for everyone, in my opinion. I'm sorry. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I remember my grandmother talking about this a little bit, and she often talked about how real the story was. And that struck a chord with me that this is a real story. This happens. This is a real story.
I don't doubt that it happened then. Would it start 1901 something? 1901?
The movie started in 1909?
1909, okay.
Was where the period time of the story that took place.
Right. And then it passed through the years, but I can see those things happening back then. Like we didn't have, men and women, as many choices and options back then as we do now. So you had to be dependent on the man, which is the reason why women are saying we need this, we need that. And, we want to be equal and all that type stuff. That probably is the reason why, because of stuff like that. What could Celie do? Really, what could Celie do?
She was 14.
That makes it even worse. What could she do? Her father wasn't ish, ended up not being her father, but still he wasn't ish. That she didn't know that at the time.
Right.
And then you know, Mr. is a jackass.
Yes.
He's a jackass even, honestly. Well, I guess he's allegedly nice to Suge Avery. But honestly, you bringing a mistress into the house and she okay with it. So that's where I was finally clicked on with the, whoa, oh yeah, she's a hoe. You coming into this house and then you talking about what you do with him. When they was talking about, Celie's like, he do his business. And she was like, oh, I love being with Robert. What is his name? Mr.
Albert.
Albert, yeah. I'm like, girl, ew, what? And it's like, oh my God, realization just recently. I'm like, this is a mess. This is a mess. But she went along with it, meaning Suge. So she wasn't ish either, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I said at the beginning, Suge's the real villain.
In Alice Walker's head, it's 1909, and her ancestors are fighting to recover their...
You'll notice what he said. He said, in Alice Walker's head, it's 1909.
I was going to say, she wasn't there.
She was, okay, hold that thought.
Dignity from centuries of slavery, poverty, and abuse.
Critics of the movie say scenes like this reinforce negative stereotypes about blacks. Here, Mr. brings his mistress home to be cared for by his wife.
But seeing it on the screen was a whole different level of it, given the veneer of historical accuracy, given the veneer of this legacy of oppressive black men.
A lot of the things in The Color Purple happened to people in my family long before I was born.
The core idea.
Did you hear what she said?
Yes. I believe her. I ain't saying I like her, but I believe her.
She said it happened in her family.
Yeah.
In her family long before she was born.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe her. That she passing down stories. You got your stories from your grandmama.
Uh-huh.
Got my stories from my grandmama.
And you know what? As I've gotten older, you know how many of those stories that I've learned to not be necessarily accurate?
All of them?
Just about.
My stories are accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's our environment, I guess. You know what I'm saying? My grandmothers didn't lie to me. And if they did, I just guess I never found out.
Yeah. I found out. Oh, the only reason why is because I started finding out stuff after my grandmother's husband passed away. My grandmother, because she's now in her 80s, she started self-snitching. You know, forgetting what she actually told us originally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
About stuff coming out. And I'm like, whoa, that's not. And it also kind of changes the perspective, because if you talk to my grandmother, my grandfather is Albert. If you talk to her prior. But now that some other information that she volunteered came out, it puts my grandfather, now that he's gone, it puts him in a different light. And my grandfather used to say on a regular basis, he would never, no, my grandfather was a brute. Let me be clear. He was a brute.
Okay.
He was a brute. But the last, I would say 8 years of his life, I was the only family member that was going to visit him. He was living in Mississippi. So I was the only one. I was going down twice a year to check on him and stuff like that. And he would start to say stuff like, I don't know why your grandma keep lying to y'all. That's all he would say. And Retta need to come tell it. She need to tell the truth. She need to tell the truth. And I just dismissed it as him not being accountable, him trying to deflect, because he's not been a good man all these years. But after he passed, some information came out about him came out about their situation that changed the story. And I'll share this. One of the things that came out was that my grandmother was not his first family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That she was married and she started messing with a married man. Yeah, that changes things a little bit.
So what? So, and I don't want to belabor this because I don't know how long you want the segment to last. But so, are you saying that they should have had more of what the women did wrong in the movie? Is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is when it comes to Alice Walker and her telling this story and her getting information that is passed down, and the way that Black women gravitated and held on to this film as an example of what they go through. I'm saying that the information that she may have been received, they might have been stuff missing out of the story.
I don't disagree, but do you really think they needed The Color Purple to hang on to negativity about men, Black men in particular?
No, but
okay.
it gives a tangible resource for them to hold on to. I don't know how many times I've seen Black men being compared to Albert, to Mr. as a reference point. You understand?
So I hear you. I hear you. I have to, I guess I got to equate it to the differences in people's lives, because I actually asked my husband, did you feel some kind of way about The Color Purple? He said, no. He raised by a single mother. And I'm like, okay, so this is what men that I, talk to online say. He's like, yeah, no, I don't see all that. So it probably is kind of, I'm more so about, how people have grown up and stuff like that. Because again, I've never thought about that until I came onto YouTube to see it from y'all's perspective, to be perfectly honest with you, because I just think it's all a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. She's going to say something. We'll just play it.
Around The Color Purple.
My grandmother was murdered by a man who wanted to be her lover. It really influenced my imagination.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that.
She said it influenced, for those who did not hear it, the lady who wrote the book that the movie is based on said that the stories influenced her imagination.
She wants to trauma bond, clearly.
Yes.
There's nothing in The Color Purple that I ever was like, oh, I'm going to take it for the rest of my life, or any other of these movies. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, that's kind of weird to me.
But look at how Black women gravitate towards Tyler Perry movies, and how they quote them and bring throw that stuff in their face. I could do bad all by myself. All that crap came out of stories that did not depict the men in their lives as anything other than, like my grandfather, brute and a tyrant, like Miss. And her story is completely written from her imagination, the influencing of her imagination.
It's crazy what some of us will gravitate to.
Yes. Let's see what else she has to say. We're almost done with this.
Okay.
To put forth this notion that Black women went through a special slavery after slavery, that Black men ran, controlled, and exploited them for their own advancement. This is the core idea of The Color Purple.
It's not autobiographical in the sense that.
Did you hear what she said? It's not autobiographical, but
she just said it was based on the experiences told to her.
Based on experiences told to her, and she let her imagination go wrong. Yeah. And now she says it's not autobiographical, but yet that's not the narrative pushed about the book. I mean, about the movie. Unless I'm missing something.
No, that's what she said. You're right.
That's not what's being. It wasn't touted as, oh, this is a complete work of fiction and this is just for entertainment purposes only. No, they're sitting out there saying, the cast, Oprah, Steven Spielberg, everybody, this is a story of triumph based on the life of Alice Walker. That's how they promoted this crap. And herself, out of her own mouth, said that this is based on her imagination.
I knew hardly anybody. I listened to people tell stories about the family.
Hold on.
Anybody. I listened to people tell stories.
She said she hardly knew anybody. And she just, that went through that, she just listened around to people tell stories.
She trying to get the bag.
That's it.
Stories about the family.
It's a special slavery for Black women.
She trying to get the bag. She's trying to get the bag. And Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, his analysis, this is a special kind of slavery for Black women. So the lady that wrote the book herself didn't witness it. They were stories passed on. It was not autobiographical in any means. That's what she said. And it stimulated her imagination of stories. So this cultural phenomenon is a complete work of fiction that our women in general latched onto as some kind of shield or moniker or reference point to illustrate what they go through with Black men.
Mm-hmm. I know. I believe what you're saying. I just think it's half damn crazy. It's still, to me, taking on somebody else's trauma. I just look at it like it's a movie. It was horrible all the way around as a whole. So do we want to move forward or do we want to, not you, I'm just saying, if as they're looking at this, so what you want to take on someone else's trauma from 1909, I think you said, up into 2023, going to 24, just so that you can be combative and difficult. That's what you want to do?
Yes. Hold that thought.
Here we go. Money talk.
All right. Let's get to some of these with these super chats real quick. Andre love crossing borders. Did I get that right? I don't know what denomination this is, but we go support Black male media, subscribe.
Colombian pesos.
Is that what that is?
It is.
40,000 Colombian pesos. Mm-hmm. Support Black male media, subscribe, click like, give us super chat. Yeah, please do. Please do. All right. Culture Invasion Podcast. Thank you for joining us with the $5 super chat. Let's go. Let's get it. Oh, she from your channel tonight, sis.
Oh, shout out to Culture Invasion. CIP, appreciate you, hon. Let's go get messy tonight, sis. You know I will. Shout out to you, sweetheart. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Miss Felicia H with the $2. Thank you. I don't have my drop because I'm in a different profile for them last $2. So thank you, Felicia, for the $2. Was that a super sticker? I believe it's a super sticker.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Desert Storm.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Can I just thank International Quiet Storm? You sent me a Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, hon. Always supporting me.
Yeah. Oh, Quiet Storm. Cool. All right. $5. Desert Storm. DJ Hemp is on the RBN panel. So here we go. Let's go. RBN is real most days. Day one on this might be risky. That's what TMBR. Hemp probably back there like, you ain't reading them super chats right. You ain't reading them super chats right. That's all right. All right, great.
I'm sorry. Real quick. Shout out to Nawa. He sent me a super chat too. He said, "Hey, Miss Sean and Besties, appreciate you, hon."
I know why. Oh, he followed you over here. Was he on time? Was he on time?
He was not on time, but that's okay. Always here though. Always supporting me. Nawa.
Yeah. So Gregory Scotland with the $10 with the double nickel. Salute to champs tonight. Also, shout out to the Passport Bros. Go ahead and say that, Michelle. SYBS.
That one says SYSBM, but it's always SYCBM, gentlemen. SYCBM.
Red Pill and Manosphere stand up. All right. Okay, he's back again with the double nickel. TJ, I didn't hear about the controversy, but I know you know how to break stuff down and it makes it make sense. Waiting for your wisdom. I don't know how much goddamn wisdom I got tonight. The only thing I know tonight is Sugar Gary's a hoe. That's all I know. Shout out to Dwight Palmer with the $5. Tyler Perry, billionaire, for making The Color Purple 2 4 times a year. What was it? 4 times a year for years. Yeah, I see what he's saying. He's basically saying Tyler Perry keeps remaking The Color Purple over and over and over again and become a billionaire off of that. Is that what am I interpreting it right?
That's not Tyler Perry's movie though. Where is it?
I know, but I think he's taking a shot at Tyler Perry and calling his movies nothing but Color Purple remakes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's how I'm taking it. Gregory Scott back again with the $5. Shout out to the PhDs and the intellectuals in the Black manosphere. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Dr. Neil Green, Gorilla. Who is that? Dr. Neil, I don't know. Dr. Thunder, Kosher in BGS.
Oh, those are all content creators.
Yeah, okay. Who's BGS?
BGS Ibmore. I don't know what that stands for, but he's on here.
Okay, all right. With the $2. Hey, Michonne. Hey, besties. Oh, that's Onawa.
Wow. Yes.
And Mark Cooper, like the topic. Y'all, go ahead.
He says, shout out to Mark Cooper. Thank you, hon. He said, like the topic, you tell him, Messy Michonne. Appreciate you, hon.
Yeah. All right, Elizabeth, for Michonne, RBM and Auburn Eyes, $30. That's what's up.
That's my snow bunny. One of my resident snow bunnies.
It show is. I recognize her. It show is. And with the 99-cent super chat with super sticker is Wayne in the building. And let's not forget, y'all, Suge's the real villain here because she's a hoe.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Is a hoe.
A hoe. Yeah, so if here's my thing, here's my question. So why are they updating this film? Why are they updating it?
Money.
You think it's just pure about money?
Yeah. Why are we not making anything new? It's a remake. Nobody has to do anything for the most part. They got the Fantasia and the people we know, Taraji and all those people in it, and we know the story already, and it's opening on Christmas Day. It's going to be a big moneymaker.
It's going to be a huge moneymaker. I know people say that they're not going to see it. I don't see. I think the original film, let's be honest, was a good film. We're not going to sit there and pretend like it's not a good film because we don't like the narrative in it. It was a great film. Good work done in the film.
Right.
Who knew that Whoopi could act her ass off like that? Because she, you saw different layers and levels of Whoopi. You saw her, evolve over the years. In that film. Absolutely. Let me see. So that's interesting. So what I want to do is spend a little bit of time actually breaking down the actual film itself. I'm going to bring up Kofa Michonne, and he's going to talk about Mr.